Hello world and our dust stuff. Welcome you to the show.
Hello, world, and welcome back to R and R Does Stuff. Thanks, everyone, for taking the time to join us. And I'm going to monopolize a little bit of this conversation at the beginning because we are about to have a Ryan extravaganza of an episode. We're not going to be talking about retro computers. We're not going to be talking about that today. So just be warned, this is our gaming episode. Ryan, where did you go and why are we talking all games all day today?
I made it back from GenCon 2025. Rich, you were sadly missed.
Yes.
We missed you this year, and it didn't feel quite the same.
Oh, I'm sure it went better because you didn't have to find me at the bar at 2 a.m. and you didn't have me snoring all night. So hopefully that was some good pieces, but I missed you guys a ton. Dear listener, a lot of things happening in my life this year and just kind of cut in on the PTO time, cut into the financial commitments. So I just had to bow out, and I've done that before in past years.
Sure.
But this would have been a great one because it was mainly the triad was there, which means you did have just another spot in the room open for a fourth, but just didn't happen. But next year we're figuring something out.
All right. So had a great time. It was a much smaller group, but doesn't mean there wasn't smaller entertainment for sure. I did something a little different this year. I was not trying to collect all of the things.
Yay.
Going for experiences more stuff. Now, that said, I did come home with two games. The first one is Shuffle Dungeons. It made it off the ship. It was a Kickstarter. We didn't kickstart it, but Amy and I ran into it at Origins about a month or so earlier.
Oh.
And we really enjoyed the game. And they said there was a chance that it would have made it off the ship. And they said they just got it there. And I was lucky to be the first person to buy it at Gen Con.
Oh my, did they shoot off like a cannon of confetti, like for birth announcements and stuff, and hand you a copy and like give you a golden plaque?
No, but they did take the $40 and take a picture. So that's cool.
Did you make their social media?
I did not see it anywhere on the social media yet, but pretty excited to play it. We did get it. They just got the game there. They didn't get the sleeves with it, but I went down to the Mayday booth and got some of their sleeves that fit it perfectly. The guys at Shuffle Dungeon let me borrow one of the cards and walk down to the other booths.
Ryan,
and actually say, all right.
Dear listener, if you just knew, Mayday has a account for Ryan because Ryan is a good gamer and sleeves everything. I just throw shit on the ground. Ryan has the most immaculate collection of cards covered.
At this point, I'm so used to cards being sleeved that I want them to shuffle them. I'm used to that texture.
Yeah.
So we didn't get a chance to play it, unfortunately, at Gen Con, but Amy and I played a game with the designer at Origins. Loved the game. Fun little co-op. This was the game I was looking for at Gen Con.
And
I'm trying to go into, here's a big con. I'm looking for maybe one game. And this was my game.
And what's really cool about this is you already knew that it was going to be a winner in the family. And dude, that's really kind of cool. You bought the first game ever from a game. You got the first sale. Now I wish it would be serialized. Did you get autographs on it or anything?
Nope, didn't get any autographs.
Okay.
Two of the three guys were there. One guy was on vacation. That I don't know if he was a designer or somehow I don't remember, unfortunately. But they were great. They were super friendly, awesome. I was super excited about it. So they took a picture, and I think they shot a little bit of video. So I don't know what's going to happen, if anything. Either way, I was super excited to get that game.
You're a star, Ryan. You're a star. What happened next in your little travels at Gen Con?
Well, we're going to talk about the second game I picked up.
Whoa.
But we got it as a ticketed event. So, again, things revert back to zoos. So GenCon released events while Amy and I were at the zoo right before Origins out in Columbus, saying, "Hey, we have this event being released, and you get a copy of the game, and it's for the Horrified D&D game."
Ooh.
So message Larry. He's like, "Yeah, I'm in." So we got the ticket. From what I understand, the game sold out at Gen Con. And there was a promo in there we didn't realize we were getting, but it's in our character class. So it is part of the Horrified series, which is a co-op. There's a pattern here that in this case they're D&D monsters, but they have other ones where they're like, the Universal monsters, the, European monsters, whatever, different types of monsters. And this is we went together. It was a demo, so there was a person teaching us, and then there was four of us in the game itself. It was actually a really fun game. We ran out of time, so we only killed, or defeated one of the two monsters. But each class has its own ability, and part of the D&D style, you can spend one of your action points to roll a d20, and you look on the chart on your class, and that ability happens. And that's really cool. So if you're the wizard, which that's what I did.
Of course.
You got to teleport around. You could teleport the monster somewhere. On some rolls, you got to teleport anywhere. You might have got to teleport somebody with you. It was really cool. So you're trying to collect stuff, defeat the, be able to attack the monster. They had some requirements. Sometimes you needed like 6 points of yellow items to be able to make an attack, or whatever. There's citizens that are out in the streets. You got to get them to safety. Then you get this extra bonus card that gives you special abilities. Fun game. Highly recommend it. And we got a copy of the game. So Larry and I each got one.
That's great. You got copies. Number one question on my mind. I looked at it on Board Game Geek. It looked incredibly cool. Number two, when you compare this to playing the D&D board game, is there a comparison? Is it in the similar kind of, because that's the one I know, playing the D&D board, right? How does that feel?
Oh, they're totally different. They're both co-ops. That's about where the similarity ends.
Oh, wow.
The D&D board game, they're based on D&D 4th edition. It is a board game.
The best.
So you have, which is good. So that plays more like a D&D miniatures game. Cool. This is more of a co-op where you have D&D property, meaning monsters and heroes, but then you have different quests you're trying to do. Like, hey, you need to get to this guy's tower and go pick up the items. And at the beginning of each turn, like after each player goes, in the same vein as a D&D board game, you flip a monster card over in the Horrified, which is kind of like, hey, we're doing an event. It tells you how many new pieces of equipment to go put out on the board, and each piece comes out on whatever location it's at.
Okay. Different mechanics completely.
Oh, yeah, because you have to go to these locations, and then you can spend an action to pick up all the items at that location. The rogue can if he rolls his die and gets in the right zone, he can get stuff from a location next to him. Doesn't have to be at the location. So there's different mechanics for, you have wizard, rogue.
Was there a bard? Was there a bard?
Yeah, there was a bard.
Did Larry play the bard? Did Larry play the bard?
We benched the bard.
Oh, jeez.
And the promo's a warlock.
Cool. Very cool. That sounds like a great experience.
It was great. It's just a different style of co-op. It's more of a smaller box than the D&D board games. So it was really good.
Well, I know that's not the only games, and I'm probably going to use this segue 15 times. What else did you get into?
Yeah, so Larry and Drew were off doing some RPGs. They played a decent number of RPGs, but I decided to go off on my own, and I'm like, what is happening in this time slot? In this case, I found a game called Free Blades I'd never heard of before. It was a miniature game. I guess it's been around over 10 years. I had no idea. It was really cool. It's a mini game. You got your main hero, and you got like a little minion that goes with you. So you have like two guys going around through the adventure. It's mini game. We had a quest. We were trying to go search these bodies and find the key. So every time you got to a body, you rolled dice to see if you actually got to the key or got one of the keys. And once we had three, we could go unlock the thing, go across the bridge, and attack the big bad. They did great. Figs are painted. They have nice terrain. There were six of us playing. They had two GMs for six of us playing. So the game moved very nicely. You know, hey, the one GM handled the three of us on one side, the other GM handled the other three on the other side, and we were going together because we were kind of split. We're working as a co-op to try to go beat the big bad, but the three on the one side of the table were, on their side of the board, and we're on our side, so we didn't really have a lot of interaction. It's neat. Exploding dice.
Oh, the best.
They're great. It feels like you have a chance. Instead of some of these games where it's like, oh, my armor class is like a 25. Well, I can't get higher than a 10, right? So how do I hit you? So the exploding dice, one of the guy's minion, his helper guy, rolled a d8. Well, if you roll 10 more than your target number, you do an extra wound to the thing. And he kept rolling 8s on his d8, like 4 in a row.
Oh my, what are the odds?
I don't know. We can
Well,
do
we can
that.
calculate it, but that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So his little guy killed one of the big bads. He just kept rolling 8 and 8 and 8. You just add them together. So the target number was, I don't know, like a 6 or 7 to do a wound. But he just kept rolling them. So he did like 4 wounds with that attack and then just killed him. Like, that's a really, really neat mechanic.
By the way, just so everybody at home knows, the probability of rolling an 8 on a d8 4 times in a row is approximately 0.06%.
Okay.
Wow, that's a game changer there. That's why I loved Hackmaster with their exploding dice. That was always a fun part of that game system. And you know what? I wish more places would build that in as maybe like a feat or something, or a way of every now and then giving you that 0.06% of nailing something.
It was really cool. That was just an amazing game. The game manufacturer was the guys running the event. They hooked us up with a PDF of their game.
Oh, cool.
For those that played, I was super excited about that. So I did get that. And they had a booth at the con, and the minis looked really, really sharp.
Okay, so
I didn't pick up any, but
that's a 10-year-old game. And none of us had ever heard of it. It sounds a little bit like in the Warhammer kind of vein of things and skirmishes. That's really awesome. Do you play any older games than 10 years old? Did you go retro?
Well, a little bit. So here's the neat. We played some Hero Quest. I talked Larry into playing Hero Quest at one point. I know right before GenCon, he's like, I have Hero Quest on my schedule. When did I sign up for that? And I'm like, we talked about this, Larry. And you said, sure. He's like, okay. So we went off and played Hero Quest. And it came out in 1981. Well, Hasbro reprinted it. We played the reprinted version, but they didn't make any changes. They reprinted the 1981 version as the reprint. We had a lot of fun.
Oh, that's amazing. I love when they do that. And, I do like when they update and they make it cooler or smoother. But Hero Quest just deserves to be Hero Quest.
It is. They did change the cardboard furniture and stuff, and now you get plastic pieces for inside of the rooms. So that's different. But,
that's cool.
And the dice are nicer. I think I don't know if they're engraved or not, but they just felt nicer. Because I remember playing in the older version, and the faces would rub off, and people would be trying to marker them in with the Sharpie.
Oh, yeah.
We had a great game. The GM was amazing. There was Larry, I, and two people no-showed. And it was just 4 of us playing, and we had a really good time. The whole group gelled well. We just had a lot of fun.
That is so important when you sit down at these group games to get that feeling of, continuity in the turns and that feeling of camaraderie. And we
Yeah.
see that at Gen Con a lot. I mean, it's not just games that people are playing out there. It's a whole scene and experience, and there's events to go do and talks and shops. Did you swing into any of that?
Did we do any talks? I don't know if we didn't really do any talks. We did a magic show, which I'll get to momentarily. But with the Hero Quest, I played that with Larry. I branched onto another one called Super Dungeon Explorer, which is having a little retro theme because we have it as there's 8-bit and 16-bit version. It's meant to be a 16-bit JRPG computer game.
Oh, I know this one. I've played it with you at Origins way in the past, man.
It's been a while and has a little cute chibis and it's fun. I had a good time. I had to bail out a little bit early because I misscheduled slightly and I needed to be at True Dungeon and they were finishing off the game on their own, but it was a good experience. I had a good time there and it was good to replay all of that. And the reason I've kind of grouped Hero Quest and Super Dungeon Explorer together is I have made, based upon someone else, something called a Brick Quest, which is Lego themed board game, kind of based off of Hero Quest, and I'm tweaked mine a little bit with Super Dungeon Explorer because Super Dungeon Explorer had different colored dice. So you had like blue dice were the weakest, red were the stronger, and green were even stronger, and they had different sides on them. And with Lego dice, I can pop on different faces, which is pretty cool. So it's got me a resurgence, and I'm interested in actually getting my Lego game out again and start doing work on it and being able to go take it somewhere and go play it.
Do it, Ryan. I played your game at Origins one year when you brought it. You had a suitcase dedicated, and you had everything broken into modular pieces, and was using, I think, Technics to connect. So you could pack it up and then bring it and build it, and you had a vending machine in your dungeon. That was such a fun game.
Yes, so that's what I want to get back into and playing both of these.
Hold on. How many years ago was that?
Oh gosh, it was, I don't know, 7. Easy.
Wow. Okay, I knew it was a while back, but that game was so good I remember it like I was playing it. So you need to bring this back. Go on. I'm sorry. Just wanted to interrupt you for that.
No, that was great. No, this experience has made me go, oh, I have this. I'm downsizing some of my other games to focus on the ones I actually want to play a lot. And that will be a theme in a bit. So this Brick Quest, I'm calling it slightly different because I'm modifying the rules. Because the guy that originally created it, that I'm modeling after, he uses D6s, and they're, you roll attack, and then you roll defense, and you take the delta, and that's how many points of damage. I'm using Super Dungeon Explorer's concept of the different dice. That if you roll enough successes over the defense, that means you do a wound. So someone can't just get blown out. And I like that a little bit better with some items that can maybe let you do an extra wound. So it's not just like a total blowout.
Good idea.
So I'm hybriding them together, but it's really Hero Quest themed with some mechanics that I love or really enjoy from other systems, just to show a little homage to. Now, the other event, the magic show.
Things outside of gaming. What was that?
Well, you've been to this magic show before.
Oh, we go every year. It is so awesome.
This is the 4th year that Caleb Wiles did this. So he did it at Origins this year too. Oh, so wow. Amy and I saw it at Origins. We saw it here. There were different things from Origins to GenCon. Some stuff was the same, some stuff was different. It was pretty cool. So he's been on Penn and Teller's Fool Us twice, and he donates the proceeds at like GenCon to Riley Hospital for Children. He's donated over $10,000 at this point.
Wow, that's great.
So I'm happy to support him. He gives a good show, he has a good stage presence. I highly recommend it. He's gotten a big room.
Last time at GenCon, he had opener act, or maybe one opening act. Did it get bigger this year?
No, it's the same. He had one opening act, one person that came on early. Last year, I think you even got Sarah in on this.
Yeah. You know how I can't wait to embarrass everybody I know. He asked for someone to call someone for audience participation. And I yelled yes and called her while I was walking up to the stage. I just forced myself into the show,
which was great. So he did an awesome show. Just like before, I'm not going to go into any of the tricks because I want you to go see a show.
Yeah. Look him up online. That kind of jazz. I mean, it's amazing. We'll put a link for, I don't know, you maybe got a website or YouTube, but we'll put a link in the show notes.
I think he does. We'll find it and we'll put it in there. But highly recommend it. That's one of my highlights of Gen Con itself. So these have all been really good highlights. I mean, this has been a great event. And that's not the only non-Gen Con thing that we did.
Oh, do tell.
So we did an escape room.
Oh, yes. Always have to do an escape room. How'd it go?
We came down to the end. It was just 3 of us in the room. And we didn't get there. We were so close. We missed a key. She did show us where it was, and it's like, oh, we didn't pull a drawer out far enough. So we missed a key in the back. Wow. But it was amazing. It was amazing. It's a permanent, this one was a permanent escape room. It's like Escape USA out of Indy.
Yeah.
They did a good job. So they're like 2 blocks away from the convention center. They just have a whole bunch of different events. Really, really cool. Because that's the one we did a couple years ago with the dragon.
Oh, that was incredible. And their attention to detail.
Yes.
And their propping was incredible. Yeah. And I think this little tradition of escape room actually started so many years ago with us doing an escape room at Gen Con as a ticketed event where they just kind of set props up in an open conference space. So the theming, of course, was just the props. But we just had such a great time. And I think Larry got us into doing these.
Correct. And we did one of those as well this time.
Oh,
so we did 2. This one started us, and we did this other one. It was called Krampus.
Oh, I love Krampus. The Deutsch.
Yeah, it was Christmas themed. So we were opening up presents under the tree by finding the different keys to get all of the stuff. Highly recommended. There was a good time. Nerf weapons were involved where we had to take care of Krampus.
That is incredible. Nerf weaponry.
Oh yes, there was a Nerf weaponry a-flying.
Okay, was this shooting things or was this swords or how did this how they incorporate a Nerf gun or a Nerf thing?
It was the toys. In the last present, the extra present, if you got the bonus clue, you got to open the box of Nerf weapons and shoot Krampus.
Oh, what a great idea. What an incredible idea. And Larry is also a escape room designer himself. And so I know he probably thought that was a bee's knees idea to get, involvement and something tactile, that you're touching and doing. That was neat.
Oh, it was great. So there was our group of 3, and then there was another group of 4. So there were 7 of the 8 slots were filled, and we did a really good job. They worked well together. We worked well together. We all worked well with each other. Great time. And that was in the Crown, the hotel with the train station in it.
All right. Now, this reflects back to a problem that we have with puzzles. And we find out every month, dear listener, that we have problems with puzzles because we play virtual True Dungeon on the months that they offer it. And we always play like on the last day, almost the last slot. So the other players that show up normally have some puzzle knowledge and they can share with us during our run. How did you guys had to have done some True Dungeon? I know you did.
We did 2 runs. which was on, they had two different runs that we hadn't done before. So we did both of those. One of them, we made it out.
Oh, good.
The other one, we got to the last room.
Not Blackstone, Blackthorn, Black. What was that one? We couldn't get the puzzle at the end. Blackthorn, Blackstone. I don't know. I think it was Blackthorn.
I think it was.
And that's always
we
what I
did,
think every time we don't clear a dungeon. I go Blackthorn.
exactly. It was. We came down to combat. We didn't do quite enough. I had two crits in for over 100 and like 130, one for 130, one for 140.
Woo!
But this dragon destroyed us. And every time there's a dragon in the last room, we get eaten.
Yeah.
And the other one, the other group that was with us, they're like, we got to let them choose if we want to do puzzle or combat. We did puzzle, and they got it.
Okay, good. That was also very nice of you to let the other group choose. Were they experienced players or were they new players? What were they like?
They were newish players, but they love puzzles. We're
Okay.
like, it's like we told them we are no help to you.
Yeah, if you can carry this, you can carry it. If you need combat, we're your team.
Right. So that was the first run, and they're like, "Hey, we'll do puzzle." And we're like, "Okay, let's go." And we were, as expected, little to no help to them.
Oh,
The second group, you got to choose again in the seventh room. Do you want combat or puzzle? And everybody was like, yeah, we're going to go do combat. It was a challenge of wits or a challenge of strength. And we did the challenge of strength. We obviously did not have enough strength, but we had a great time.
that's good. Now, I got a question. And I don't know when they started this. I have a comment and a question. So the question is, when did they start this seventh room split? And the comment is, that's really a neat thing now that I think about it. Because if I was truly like a true dungeon addict, I could run those rooms twice and pick puzzle one way and pick combat another. You know, especially if I had my team of 7, right? That I could always dictate. First time we're going to do puzzle, second time we're going to do this. And you really get to have a different ending experience. I mean, that was really smart on their part to add some replayability and that jazz. Do you know when they started that? It seems to be pretty recent.
They've experimented with it on and off over the years. This time, both of the things that you needed were in the seventh room. So if you did the combat side, you went over to the combat slider table. If you had the puzzle side, you go look at the puzzle pieces.
Oh, so it wasn't a completely separate room. It was only a little bit of a different way to get to the ending. So my comments a little off the table. Yeah, my comments off the table.
No, clarify. In previous years, you actually went a different way.
Yeah.
They
Okay,
had different.
I'm not crazy.
No, you're not.
Okay.
They did that. They have done that in the past. They've changed it several different times. And you're right. Some people just really like the puzzles and are good at them and don't have all the gear to do the combat. And some people just want to do the combat and me beat things good. So, yeah.
Dude, great time. As always, I know that you saw Gaming Etc.
Yes.
As you talk about True Dungeon, it makes me think of tokens. And when you make me think of tokens, you make me think of Michelle. When you make me think of Michelle, I think of Gaming Etc., her company. So I know that, because people go and buy and sell all their tokens there.
Yes.
And you talked about buying some things. Did you sell anything? Did you go to the auction at all? What was what's kind of the flavor there?
I did. I came home with 2 games. I took 2 games and got rid of 2 games. So I broke even game number count wise.
Good job.
So there are multiple things going on at GenCon and a lot of large conventions. One of them's a math trade. So I know I may have talked about this in the past. The short answer to math trade is we are trying to trade as many possible games as possible, right? So I go put all the games in I want to trade. You'll put your games in you want to trade. Larry would put the games in he wants to trade. I will then go put in my wants versus the other games and said, oh, I kind of want this and I would trade any of these for it. And then the computer, someone will go feed all that data into a computer program and it'll try to match things up. So the most possible items trade based upon the different selections. So it's running through the permutations to try to hit
Dude,
the
that's
most.
crazy. That's
Yep.
crazy to think. Nowadays, they could just upload the list to ChatGPT and say, make it the most efficient. I wonder how that would work compared to their algorithm they've been using.
I'm not convinced everybody would trust that, but it works out pretty well. They've been happening for a long time. It works within Board Game Geek and their website, and then there's a oh gosh, I can't remember the guy's name that runs the stuff that gets put into this math trade thing where you're picking check boxes. There's tutorials out there. Before you go do one, make sure you read them, or you're going to be super sad and get things traded. So I would maybe hand something to Larry hands something to Rich, and then Rich hands me a game, and that's amazing.
By the
But
way, you know
also,
what AI would do? AI would add a person that doesn't exist into the mix. It
100%.
would hallucinate someone into the mix to make it the best it could be. And everybody would be looking for someone that's not real. That would be hilarious. Not really, but I can see that totally happening.
I could definitely see that after doing a little bit of development this morning. I'm like, show me how to do this, and it made up an API call that doesn't exist. And I'm like, how do I use? That's not a thing, so I don't know where that came from. But so yeah, I could definitely see that happening. The other thing that they do is a virtual flea market, so you can just post your stuff for the price, and a lot of times they'll meet up at the same time as the math trade, or they may whatever, or you can meet up outside. I had two things, so I made arrangements with people through Board Game Geek, message them ahead of time just to go meet up at different times, so I didn't have to be at the Sunday 8 a.m. meetup, which I wanted no part of. They look awesome, but I only had two things, and I don't want to be anywhere at 8 a.m. I don't have to be. So that's there. And then the third one for GenCon is there's an auction consignment store. So you can just
I love it.
put stuff on things, and yeah, it's like, oh, on Thursday it'll be this price, Friday it's this price, Saturday it's this price. You can do that. You can make all the prices the same. People pick it up, they pay for it, and then they can leave the area. They don't let any bags into there, so there's a bag check. But there's just a sea of games. It's really cool. And then they do auction, like an auction style. It's just not auction style. It is an auction. People that put stuff in there, if things don't sell, they'll go into consignment to have, maybe they'll sell on consignment later. So those are like the big three that happen at GenCon. Most large conventions at least have the mass trade in the virtual flea market. And actually even some cities have a virtual flea market as well. And occasionally someone will do a mass trade, which is really cool.
I need to watch for that in Dallas, because I bet you they do those multiple times a year.
They here in DC area, they're like once, maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
That someone organizes them. So they're not super prevalent, but they do happen. So that's kind of cool. So that's a lot of gaming stuff.
Oh yeah, man. You guys had a great time. And
we did. I'm older and smarter now that I took the Monday off after, like, I got home Sunday night, took that Monday off because crazy.
Yeah.
But while you're doing all this, while we're out there doing all that, did you do any gaming? Did you find anything?
Ryan, I love gaming, and I was thinking about you guys while you were gone, and I'm looking at things online, and I'm looking at reviews. I found a game to add to my birthday wish list. So I am stoked. I saw this game that came out last year, probably was in the demo hall, probably was in the exhibit hall, even this year. Wolfpack. It's called Wolfpack. It's a submarine game. And I love my Red Storm Rising, and I love my Das Boot. And I was like, what is this game? It's a solo or up to 4 people game. And I was like, oh yeah. I read someone's review, and it's like, it reminded me of playing Firefly solo a little bit. Now that's kind of hard to compare completely because Firefly is so big sometimes. But it reminded me of that feeling of maybe not flying the verse, but being in the sea and things along those lines. Now it did have a more, war game-ish mini type feel in that sense. But I'm stoked, man. I hope to come back in December and tell everybody about it after my birthday. But yes, it's going on the list. I'm going to add that to my collection and, thin it out I'm sure my kids will help me take a few games, or eBay will, or Half Price Bookstore, to kind of bring things back into sense.
Yeah, trust me, I understand. There's, yeah, so much goodness out there. I'm hoping you get this. I hope your kiddos take the probably not so subtle hint.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. What do you want? Don't I don't need any more ties. No more ties. I don't need ties. I don't need socks. Buy me a game and buy me this game. So they work really well with that.
It's so much easier. I know that's how I work as well. Like, just tell me what needs to happen, and we're good.
And make it happen and come together. So yeah, I think this ends our extravaganza of gaming.
It's been great. We did miss you. Hopefully, we can get you to teleport in next year, at least for a little bit of time.
Yeah. I know, and I think next year we're going to try and make Origins happen. So fingers crossed we can do some group gaming for that entire event. So fingers crossed, folks.
I hope so. We really do. Like, I know Amy and I really love Origins. GenCon was a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, but Origins is our jam.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this gaming-centric episode, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Peace.